What happened?
I don't. Elvis just came and then.
Elvis came?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
We summoned Elvis and then now she's. I don't know. She's gone. She's unconscious.
Okay, you're pre-med. Go help her out.
Okay.
What do we do? What do we do?
Okay. We should lift her up.
Okay.
Okay, so
do that. All right. What now?
Okay. Pulse. Pulse. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Is there a pulse?
Is she breathing?
It's barely there.
Okay.
We need to call the police.
Yeah.
We need to call the ambulance.
We
need
can't
to
call the police. We summoned Elvis. What do you think we're going to call the police after we summoned Elvis?
Okay, maybe we can resummon him and ask him to bring her back. Because that's what
Elvis started the whole thing, though.
Okay, but we can resummon him and ask him to bring her
That
back.
makes no sense.
Yes, because the guy on the phone. Elvis, no!
Hi, and welcome to Music to Our Ears, a show where people passionate about music sit down and, well, talk about it. I'm your host, Amergen. With me is, of course, co-host Evangeline.
Hello.
And we're coming up on World Music Day, which is an amazing opportunity to celebrate music that is, well, not American, from around the world. So, with us to kind of open this conversation, this discussion, we have members of the dance group Anomaly, who primarily focus on East Asian pop. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hi everyone, my name's Kaylene. I am one of the co-presidents of Anomaly.
Hi, I'm Kimmy. I'm a dancer in Anomaly and a member.
Yeah, it's very nice to have you guys on.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
So Anomaly, can you tell us like a little snippet of like exactly what that club is?
So we're a fairly new club. We started beginning of this year, I would say. We kind of just wanted to, well, a lot of our dancers just wanted the opportunity to dance around campus, dance for their friends, make covers and everything like that. So we were like, why not just start a club on campus, meet new people, and just kind of do the choreography that we wanted to do.
Yeah. Where does the name come from?
The other co-president, one of the founders of Anomaly, just really liked the name Anomaly. So she's like, we have to do this. And I'm like, okay, Anomaly it is. I'm not going to fight you on this.
So, I know you do all types of Asian pops. Which is like the most common one you see yourself dancing to?
I would say more K-pop and like J-pop.
Okay.
How long have you guys been like, what's your guys' background in terms of like, how long have you guys been listening to like K-pop, J-pop, that sort of like, those Asian pop music genres?
Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, I started listening to K-pop. I was introduced to it when I was like in 6th grade, and so I had a friend that got into it, and she was like, you have to watch these people, they're so cool. And so I watched like my first music video. I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. And then, but I didn't like really listen to it a lot until like 8th grade, and then I just never got out of it, I guess. Yeah.
Do you know what group like kind of sucked you in?
Oh, it was EXO.
EXO, okay,
yeah,
cool.
they're like a pretty popular group at the time. Yeah, and then after that I just started to like listen to more groups and like discover things on my own. Yeah, and so it's kind of got into
And what
it.
about you?
It was also actually EXO was
Oh,
the
really?
first K-pop group
Wow.
that they showed me, but it was my sister's like basketball teammates. We were just at her house and she's like, guys, the comeback's out, we have to watch it. So she put it on the big screen and I was just like, oh my gosh, they can dance and sing at the same time.
Crazy.
So, and I was like, there's actually people that like look like me who are like out there and stuff like that. So that was kind of also my pull into it. And then another major pull was I was really into anime as well.
Okay.
So another K-pop group called 2PM did their like the outro for the anime that I was really interested in, and I was just like, wow, I gotta get into this. So ever since then, me too. I was just like sucked in. I can't like let it go, basically.
Yeah. And you both brought it up because with a lot of like Asian pop genres, like dancing is like a big part of it.
Yeah.
That's definitely compared to like American pop, right? Because you don't see as much a big a focus on choreography here. Like, to you guys, do you kind of like see? I mean, of course, you guys are in a dance group, so I mean, obviously, like you guys see, it's like very important. Like, what part of the sort of the music listening experience do you think like the dancing like enhances, or like what does it bring to these genres that, like I said, you don't see in American pop?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because like when I first got into it, because there was so much focus on it, it was like something that I never really saw before, like in a lot of American or like Western music videos. So I was just like really interested in it, and then eventually like down the line I saw like people on YouTube like also doing the dances. I'm like, oh, it never really occurred to me that I could like try to copy them or like try to do it too, because I thought, wow, they look so cool, I want to like look cool or something. Yeah, just like, and then just like process of learning them, like even by myself, or like get a group of friends together and just like learn a dance, like even mess up a bit, look silly, and it's just like a really like fun time.
Like a community.
Yeah, so it was like kind of that for me too, and then it was like a break from like all the other stuff that I had to think about in like school or like work and things like that. So yeah, it's kind of what it was.
I think for me, it enhances like the concert experience like the most, because when you see them live and you see them usually like live vocals or just singing, and then you also see them dancing and stuff like that, you see most of their hard work that they put into, because most of these idols spend years of training before they're even allowed to like debut or like go on survival shows to like try to put themselves out there and everything. So it just kind of puts into perspective like this is all their hard work that they've done just to be where they want to be.
Yeah. And you brought up the concerts. Have either of you been to like a K-pop concert or a J-pop or?
I think I've been to like a lot of them because I'm like, I need to see my faves live, you know, and everything like that. There goes all my money though, not gonna lie.
I've like seen like that like videos like within the concert where it's like the lights, like all that stuff. Obviously that enhances the concert experience. So on that note, like how do you compare that concert experience to like a typical like pop artist from like Western world? Like, is it different? Is it like?
I would say it's very different. I've seen like Western artists as well perform, and don't get me wrong, they're really good as well. Like they can sing super well, and then them being able to also songwrite and like produce as well. I think that's a huge push in like Western music as well. But I think with K-pop, a lot of the focus is on giving that experience that you can't really see anywhere else here. So like you're right, the lighting, like confetti, dancing, them seeing live, interacting, and like trying to learn English to like connect better with their audience is just like, it kind of puts it on a different level, in my opinion.
Yeah. I have to ask, in the concert experience, what's with the wands?
The light sticks.
Light sticks.
They're actually really cool.
Yeah.
Because like there's like each group has like a different, like their own like light stick, and they can be a little bit expensive, just a little, but so it's like really worth it, because like kind of like a memento for you going to the concert and seeing the group, but also you can find like other fans too if you like bring light sticks to other concerts if they're like cool with it, and then sometimes like they connect to the Bluetooth so that they all like shine the same color during a certain song.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is cool. And it's like, because it's like each group has their own, and then it's like for different like tours, they have their own as well.
Usually it's just for one group, so they don't really change it throughout the tour. Sometimes they'll have different versions that come out. But I think it's just more like, it's a sense of community too. Like when you see it, you're like, oh my God, I love that group too. And then I've met a lot of people through like just seeing different symbols for different groups and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now through kind of, you brought it up before, kind of listening to music, working on this choreography, you know, in doing that, do you guys feel like past the music, past the dancing, that you guys have like been exposed to like Korean culture just more in general, like the language, like aspects like that? You guys feel like you guys have been more exposed to that, or you guys have tried to like actively like work towards kind of getting closer to that music, getting closer to that through the music?
So I actually went to study abroad in Korea about a year or two ago. I think a big push of it is just because I was exposed to the culture. It was a great experience out there. I learned a lot. I tried to learn the language, but languages are just not my thing. But I think it brings people to want to learn other people's culture. It brings open-mindedness, and then it brings like just the want to kind of explore and travel.
Yeah.
That's really great.
All right. And then, well, I think with that, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk to another group, kind of work on, you know, exposing ourselves to more of these cultures for World Music Day, and we'll be back in a few minutes after the short break, so stick around.
Bye.
Are you the person your grandparents call when their TV stops working?
No. Okay, so you want to hit the large red button. No, Mimo, that's the blue button. I can tell you're pressing the blue button.
Have you ever turned something off and then back on and it magically worked?
Do you ever look at someone using technology wrong and in your head you think, man, this person is not doing this right, but you kind of decide not to say anything because that could be rude, but it also would save that person so much time?
Have you ever dreamt of untangling cables?
Do batteries look like a tasty snack to you, and you tried to eat them once, but then you got sick, but after you recovered you did it again because deep down you knew that the batteries would give you so much energy? Do you feel a deep sense of purpose when you push a button?
If any of this applies to you, you may be entitled to financial compensation. As a student engineer at KBVR TV.
No experience required, an endless fountain of audiovisual knowledge awaits.
And we're back. Well, we've got some great guests here from the Ka Ikena Hawaii group organization here in Corvallis, and we're just going to talk about some Hawaiian music. We're very excited. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Tihani Mitchell. I'm from Pu'uanuhulu, Hawaii.
Oh, I'm Summer. I'm from Maui.
Awesome. So, we just want to talk. We want to learn a lot. So, to start off, we want to talk about maybe the history of music. Can you guys tell us a little bit about that, of music history?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I brought a little prop onto set with me. Shout out to Moonkind Things. But it says, Hawaii is not America, Mai Poina 1893. For those of you that don't know, Mai Poina means don't forget. And the year 1893 is like a huge, significant event that took place in Hawaii, because that was when Hawaii was illegally annexed by America and turned into a, it's not property, what's the word? Territory. Yeah, territory of America. So the reason why I bring that up is because there's a song called Mele Ai Pohaku, which is more commonly known as Kalananapua, which translates to Famous Are the Flowers. But this song was composed in 1893 during the time of the Hawaiian Renaissance, or not the Hawaiian Renaissance, the illegal annexation of Hawaii. And this was when Queen Liliuokalani was also imprisoned in her own home. And on the topic of music as well, Queen Liliuokalani was also a hakumele, which is a songwriter herself. But Ellen Prendergast was a very close friend of Queen Liliuokalani, and she wrote the song in her honor. The name Mele Ai Pohaku translates to eat rocks. So it was kind of just like, you know, a symbol of ku'e and like protest in the Hawaiian sovereign movement during the time period. But yeah.
So, like, growing up, what influences did you hear a lot in your households?
I mean, for me, my dad played a lot of like Brother Is, like Israel Kamakubigo Ole. Yeah, that genre of music was kind of just always playing. A lot of some rapplinger, which is kind of a niche thing, but I feel like my dad's generation kind of grew up on those two, that kind of genre of music, and I think you can kind of talk more about like how our parents and grandparents.
Oh yeah. I guess too, it kind of like differs from, or not really differs from different islands, but I guess where I grew up was more country, so we grew up listening to more country style music, and like some of the old timers like Gabi Pahinui or Janoa Keawe, or even Uncle George Helm. He was also like a very prominent figure in like the Hawaiian Renaissance and the movement of protest and revitalizing the Hawaiian culture, and music was also like a huge part about bringing our Hawaiian communities back together during this time of Renaissance and, you know, revitalization, and just trying to bring the culture back to life and back to where it was post or pre-colonial contact.
Yeah.
And you were saying through like you guys mostly get exposure to like traditional Hawaiian music to the family, right?
Yeah.
That's mostly where it comes from. Are there, you know, as you know, people living on Hawaii, like, are there any other places that traditional music kind of comes through outside of just the household?
Definitely. I think like too, like someone and I were actually just talking about this too, so we can like, you know, there's like other mele like Oli Mahalo or Hawaii Aloha or Hawaii Pono'i, which is, you can talk about that.
Oh gosh. I mean, I feel like those are just songs that everyone in Hawaii knows. Like, you grow up learning them, you grow up like doing them at your lay days in elementary school or graduations or just any kind of like party or celebration. Usually starts in Hawaii Pono'i and ends in Hawaii Aloha. And I think that's, I don't know, it brings people together with the music, and, you know, Hawaii Aloha literally will bring people together, because when you sing that song, like, everyone holds hands, and at the very end you like all lift your hands up, and it's really nice to just kind of have that community, and I feel like the music really brings people together. And I don't know the long histories of both of those songs together, but yeah, I think it's something that's very prominent, and I don't know, I feel like very connected every time that I like back home when I get to hear those songs and I don't know, participate in it.
Are there any like newer artists that have a lot of like the old school Hawaii influences that you hear?
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I love Ka Ikena Scanlon. That's not what like Ka Ikena Hawaii was like based off of, but like he's a very prominent musician in Hawaiian culture right now, and he's also a part of like the movement, like the revitalization of the Hawaiian culture. And then there's also Kealamaloa, Alkan, and like whoever else you want to talk about.
No, well, I mean, I was just gonna say, I remember in high school, my kumu would play "Smoke All Day" by in class, which is, yeah, I thought it was really funny. But yeah, there's just a lot of like local music, like even like Common Kings and Kolohe Kai, like those are just songs that everyone plays, like going to the beach. Like, I have a playlist with like all these local songs and even kind of like older songs from like our parents' generation that I feel like most people would know, and kind of, yeah, it's fun to just be able to like sing that and have that connection with people. So
yeah.
So in starting this organization, like kind of to bring part of that culture over here, is it? I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. What has like the reception been to bring that over here and trying to start these organizations that are so focused on like promoting and supporting Hawaiian culture?
You know, we've been very blessed to have such like supportive community members to back us. And another super awesome thing about Oregon is that like there's such a huge like Hawaiian population that already lives here, even in Corvallis itself. So, you know, like, and the great thing about the Pacific Islander community in general is that like we see each other as family. So even if I didn't have those like outsources to reach out to, like aunties and uncles that I would have at home that are just Native Hawaiian, like there are like awesome professors on campus, like Kumu Fifita, and like their family, they've been super helpful, and she's actually one of the ones that encouraged me to start Ka Ikena. And yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. I have one more question, just like more music based. So before we were filming, we were talking about covers and how that story about John Denver, you didn't know that was a cover until can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I mean, we were kind of just talking about covers, and I have this like I didn't realize that the Country Road song was like a song, an actual song. I thought that song, the like "Take Me Home, Country Roads," was a cover of the Israel Kamako Viva Ole song, "Take Me Home, Country Roads," and I think that kind of just speaks to like the kind of music that like people. I feel like there are a lot of songs that are very prominent in Hawaii that are like covers or like take influence from like certain like Western songs, but I never learned about those growing up. Yeah, they make it their own. And you know, the one by Bretta is like talks about places in Hawaii and like talks about those experiences that like people in Hawaii have growing up.
Regional aspects.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was very interesting to come here and play the song. I played the song for my friends and they're like, this is Country Road. And I was like, no. I was like, this is this song. Yeah, this is what it is. And yeah, it was a very jarring experience, but it kind of spoke to culture shock and all that.
Is that common? Like that artists will cover, or is it just like a fun Easter egg you find occasionally?
I feel like like a lot. There's quite a few songs that are like covers or like take a lot of the aspects of certain songs, but I feel like for the most part it's
all very original.
Yeah, it's all very original or takes from like previous artists in the region. But yeah.
Well, I think that's all we've got for now, but we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back and do some dancing, maybe?
Possibly.
Yeah, you guys will be. Good luck.
See y'all then. Awesome, y'all.
Okay, thank you.
And we're back. So we have Anomaly with us again. And before we started this, we asked if they could show us a dance move, and I believe you all have something for us there.
A little combo.
What do we have?
We do. We got a little combo for you guys. So Kimmy and I are going to be part of a cover. Hopefully that'll come out soon, so be on the lookout for that. It's called Magnetic by Illit. They're a new K-pop group that just came out. They're on a survival show. So it's very like cutesy and like innocent, so I hope you guys are ready. Put some facials into it, you know. Alright. So we'll get started. So we're gonna start with the feet.
Alright.
So we're gonna put all of our weight on our left, and then we'll go to our right. So we're gonna sit on our left, point those toes, those knees, and then we're gonna switch it to our left side. And we're gonna do that about 4 times. And then so this is what our hands are gonna do. We're gonna make little magnets out of them, and then we're gonna connect it. So it's gonna be 1, and then switch it, 2. And then we're gonna lift our right hand, put our left hand down, 3, 4. And we're gonna do that with the feet. So the feet are just gonna shift right, left, right, left. So it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And then from here, that's what your hands are gonna do. You're gonna do 3 times up. You're gonna go like 1, 2, 3. And then so you're gonna put all your weight back on your left with your right hip, and you're just gonna like kind of tilt it as you're going up with 1. So like 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And then after that, you're gonna jump to your left in your face. And then what your hands are gonna do, you're gonna go like you're giving them 5 but backwards, and your finger's gonna go between each finger. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 4th one for your pinky, you're gonna hit it down. And you go back to your thumb and go up 1, 2. And then from there, you're gonna go back to magnets 1, 2, and out. And then so on the second one, when you go out, you're gonna turn this way. And then you'll do the little shaky up thing one more time, but twice. So go 1, 2.
Okay.
And then Kimmy's gonna put it all together for us.
Yeah. Okay, so starting back from the beginning. So I'm gonna sit down on your left. And so it would be the magnets. So 1, and then switch 2, and then go up 1, 2, and then go to the right with this thing. So sit back down. 1, 2, 3. Yep, and then turn to the left, and the hand. So 1, 2, 3, turn. 1, 2, and then the magnets. 1, 2, turn to the right, and then go up. 1, 2 after that. Yeah.
All right.
And you guys got it.
Yeah.
So let's put it all together now.
We'll put it all together.
Okay.
You want to sing it, Kimmy?
Oh my god. We can just go a little bit faster. Yeah, I don't think I can. Okay, so ready? 1, 2, 3. So. Oh my god. Okay, wait, let's start over. Hold on. One more time. Okay. This time I want, and then you, and then it's magnetic. you. Super equating. Then just 2. Yeah.
You play the song, but copyright.
Yeah.
So is
that'll
that
suffice.
so is that choreography you guys came up with, or is that official choreography?
No, this would be official choreography.
Okay. Cool.
So do you usually get this from like your official music videos, or like where do you source the choreography from the artists?
So sometimes official music videos, but a lot of the time it's really cool. They will release dance practices that you can watch. So it'll have the full choreography with all the members, and then you can learn that way. And you can learn formations from there. And pick, like which parts you guys want to do.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then people like upload the mirrored version so that they can just like copy it directly.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
And
So like as a group, like how much choreography, like how many dances do you guys learn, let's say like a year?
Ooh, I would say probably about 30 dances or so about a year.
Okay. Cool. Out of like all the dances you guys have learned this year, like which ones are your guys' favorite?
You want to start, Kimmy?
Sure, yeah. It was one of the ones that I wasn't in it, but I really enjoyed watching it for the Korean Culture Night. There were people who did Eve Psyche and Bluebeard's Wife by Le Seraphim, and it was the original plus another choreography from like a dance competition called Street Woman Fighter. So they combined it, and then it looked really awesome. We had a lot of people in it. So yeah, everyone did so good. Yeah.
I would have 2. One is called Smart, also by Le Seraphim. We're going to perform it at Night Market this Saturday. And then the other one would be Gods by New Jeans, because we actually got to create the choreography for that and perform it at Culture Shock.
Nice.
So cool. Yeah.
No, that's super cool. How long have you guys been like dancing for? Like, dancing this choreography specifically?
Personally, I've only started in college. I think a lot of our group members also started in college.
Yeah. Same with me too. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you guys for showing us a bit of choreography.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that is the end of our show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say goodbye. You know, everyone have a happy World Music Day, and
have a happy summer.
Happy summer. Yes. We're out of here for the term finally.
Woo!
And we'll see you all guys next year. So bye-bye.
See you in fall.